Well, happy Saturday to everybody. Hope you're doing well. We are at the next game of the NBC Game of the Week, and this comes to us on July the 28th, 1979, between the Cincinnati Reds and Atlanta Braves. I did not realize there's a doubleheader played on this game, but it was on the NBC Game of the Week. It was the alternate game. They also had the Cubs and the Mets, but I haven't done the Braves, so I thought I'd already done the Cubs and the Mets, so I figured I'd get a chance to do the Braves, put them out there at least one time. So that's what we're doing with that. Doing it that way to kind of make sure, try to show as many teams as possible. First game of the doubleheader, it's going to be Bill Bonham for the Reds against Tony Brizzolera for the Atlanta Braves, and we are playing at Fulton County Stadium. Hello, Brian B., and hello, Kenyon. I do have the score sheet off to the side, but if you want to see the starting lineups, we've got to take a look at them real quick. Morgan at second, Collins in left, Griffey in right, bench catching, Concepcion at short, Knight at third, Dreesen at first, Geronimo center, and Bonham pitching. For Atlanta, Royster at third, Matthews in right, Office in center, Horner at third, Burrows in left, Murphy at first, Nolan catching, Frias at short, and Brizzolera the pitchers. And when we get close to needing a pinch hitter or a reliever, I will show who's on the bench and who's in the bullpen for both teams. Right now, we'll move Bonham out of the way, and we'll put Tony Brizzolera in his spot as he is the starting pitcher. And leading off for the Reds will be Mr. Joe Morgan, second baseman. And I have the dice here, no particular coloring, just I wanted to use blue, but with this blue background, I should have got the green one like Robert got. I should have got the green one instead of the blue one, but it just happens that way. Since it's kind of a tight fit, I'm going to roll just I'm going to roll the D20 separately when needed. Otherwise, I'm just going to roll the two D6s. So here we go. Brizzolera to Morgan. That's a 54, 5-4. And that is a walk chance. Morgan walks a lot. He walks at an 18. Stadium doesn't change that. So it's a 1-18 for a walk for Joe Morgan. And he will draw the leadoff walk. Very Joe Morgan-like to get that leadoff walk. And let's see if he can get a lead. Roll the strategy roll. His attempt is a 4. Nothing added from Brizzolera. That is a 14, so he won't go anywhere. And that'll bring up left fielder Dave Collins. We get a 13, a 1-3, and that's a range play at the park. We're going to Fulton County Stadium for a range play. And we get an 11. That's a home run to the pull side for Collins. His home run chance is only a 5, 1-5. And it's gone. We're not going to have a range play. Dave Collins. I don't think I got to bring it up a little closer. You see his home run is a 5 against right-handers. So Collins goes deep. Don't need to worry about a range when it's over the wall. So Dave Collins, not known for his home run hitting per se, starts the festivities off with a 2-run home run. He had 3 home runs all season in 396 at-bats. And he puts the Reds out in front 2-0 very early. Here's Ken Griffey. It's a 3-2, and that's going to be a blank. It would have been a single against a righty, but against a lefty, it is a blank. We go to Griffey. 6-3, it's a single pass short. So the Reds getting on Brizzolera early. And now Griffey might be looking to run. He's got an attempt of 3, and he won't go anywhere. So here comes Johnny Bench. 5-6, that's a strikeout chance for Brizzolera. His strikeout's a 10. Stadium takes 1 away, so it'd be a 9. 1-9 for a strikeout. And it is a strikeout. So Johnny Bench is out on strikes. 1 away, and that brings up Dave Concepcion, who I still adamantly think should be in the Hall of Fame. You can't tell me he wasn't better than Phil Rizzuto and what's his face from the Dodgers, Pee Wee Reese. You can't tell me they were better than Concepcion. There's no way in hell. All right, so here is Concepcion. That's a 2. So Griffey's going to get a chance to go. 14 plus 2 is a 16. Catcher arm, Nolan. is, if I can find his card here, Nolan is a +2, makes it an 18. So 1 to 18, he'll steal it. And he does. So Griffey steals second base. He's in scoring position with one away. That's a 20. So now, but nothing on the pickoff for balk. So Concepcion will swing. 2-3, and that's a 2-3 is a strikeout chance. 1 to 7, actually 1 to 6, and he struck him out. So Concepcion's out on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts by Brizzolera, and now with 2 outs, clutch situation here for Ray Knight. All right, so Ray Knight, Brizzolera, 5-3. That is a strikeout chance against a right-handed hitter. He strikes out at a 7, -1's a 6, and that's a 6. So he strikes out the side, as it turns out. But the 2-run home run off the bat of Dave Collins, of all people, has given the Reds a 2-0 lead after one, or after half an inning, actually. Cincinnati 2, Atlanta coming to bat. And on the mound for the Reds will be Bill Bonham, a right-hander. He was 9-7 with a 3.79 ERA. And he'll be facing Jerry Royster. Hello, Ben. Good to see you. All right, so Jerry Royster, the batter. Bonham, 3-5. That is a strikeout chance. He's a 7. Again, it'd be a 1 to 6. This time, no strikeout, so Royster will bat. 4-6. It's a ground ball to second. That's going to be out number 1. Morgan makes the play. 1 down for Gary Matthews, the Sarge. Whoa, that got hung up there. Let's try that again. 66. That's a possible error on a ground ball. We'll go to Matthews. 2-2. It's a liner to short, so there's no ground ball to worry about. Lines it right to Concepcion for out number 2. And that'll bring up Roland Office. Get a little bit too much glare on here. Let's take the glare down a little bit, I think. At least we try to. That's about as low as I can get it. So hopefully that's better. All right, Roland Office. 1-6. That's a walk plus to a left-hander. He walks at a 10. The plus is a 20. That's an automatic walk. So Roland Office, a 2-out walk. And let's see what he can do. He's an attempt of 2, but the -1 there for, so only a 1 would be an attempt to steal, and we're not going to have that. So that's going to bring up Bob Horner, third baseman. 1-2, that's a blank. We go to Horner. That's a 4-6. He's going to ground it to third. Ray Knight is there, and that's going to do it for the Braves. They come away empty-handed. At the end of 1, it is Cincinnati 2 and Atlanta 0 from Fulton County Stadium. Brizzolera back out, and he will be facing Dan Dreesen. I believe Dreesen has the distinction of being the first National League DH in World Series history. I think he owns that distinction, assuming it's a distinction. But he was the Reds DH in 76 in the World Series. Here's Brizzolera, 2-4, and that's a blank. Would have been a home run chance against a righty, but against a lefty, it's a blank. Go to Dreesen, 6-2. He's going to ground it to second. And that's an easy play for Mr. Royster. 1 away, and that brings up Cesar Geronimo. Again, listed as a 4. But maybe by 79, maybe he did slow down a little bit. 2-4, and that is again, same roll. Would have been a home run chance for a righty, but against the lefty, it's a blank. 5-5. That's a power result to left field. Against a right-hander, we go 1 to 9. And that's an 8. That'll be a triple for Cesar Geronimo. A 1-out triple for Geronimo. Now the infield's going to have to come in for the pitcher, Bill Bonham. A 140 hitter. Not the greatest bunter in the world, but the infield is in. Nothing on that. So Bonham. We're not going to do a squeeze or anything this early in the game. So Brizzolero will pitch 2-5. We're going to the ballpark card, Fulton County Stadium. Get a 1-6. That's a star 5, which is a fly to center. He's got a 0 sacrifice fly rating, so that's going to take care of that. But there's a secondary chance Geronimo can score anyway on a fly ball. Center fielder Roland Office for the Braves is a +1 arm, and we add that to the 3 of Geronimo. That's a 1 to 4, and he's in there. Sacrifice fly for the pitcher, Bill Bonham. Reds lead it 3-0. So Bonham picks up the run batted in on the sacrifice fly. 2 out, space is empty, and we go to Joe Morgan. 5-2. That is a strikeout chance. 6 minus the 1 is a 5. That's a 14, so Morgan will swing it. 4-6. Starline 1 is a ground ball to Royster again to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the second. It is a 3-0 ball game. So Bonham back out will face Jeff Burrows. It's a 1-5. That's a blank. We go to Burrows. 6-2. Ground ball to short. Concepcion takes care of it. 1 away. For the first baseman, young Dale Murphy. 6-4, and that's a range play at the park. Another guy who should be in the Hall of Fame. 6-4 is a range play at the park. 3-6, and that's a single to center field, but Geronimo has a chance to take care of it. He is a 4 in center field. He's given that range of 4. So 1 to 4, he takes the hit away. But he does not, so the single will stand. Murphy gets that single, drops it in front of Geronimo. And that'll bring up the catcher, Joe Nolan. Murphy has an attempt of 1, but the -1 from Bonham takes care of that. So nothing on the strategy. Here is Nolan. 3-2. That's a double question mark pitcher result. Against the left-hander, 1 to 10 is an automatic out. It's 14, so we go to Nolan's card. 4-5, and that is a fly ball to right field. Griffey puts it away, 2 down. And now the number 8 hitter, Pepe Frias. Bonham, 1-3 is a blank. We go to Frias. 4-3, and that is a star 4, which is a ground ball to Ray Knight. And that's going to end the inning. Nothing doing for the Braves. We go to the go to the top of the third. It is 3-0 Cincinnati. Or as the locals may say, Cincinnati. So I'm not sure what the appropriate pronunciation is. But I think I've heard local Cincinnati people call it Cincinnati. So Dave Collins will lead things off. It'll be Collins, Griffey, and Bench due up here in the top of the third of a 3-0 game. All right, here is Brizzolero to Collins. 1-4, that's a blank. We go to Collins. 1-5, it's a liner right to the shortstop, Frias. 1 away. And that'll bring up Ken Griffey, Sr. 5-1, that's the ballpark card going to Fulton County. 6-5, it's a ground ball to second, and Royster will take care of that. 2 down for Johnny Bench. 2-6, and that's a straight out single off Brizzolera. S1 popped right there, automatic. Bench reaches on the 2-out single. He's got an attempt of 1, but nothing going on. So Dave Concepcion will swing it with 2 outs. 5-3 is a strikeout chance, 1-6. And 16, not going to be a strikeout. Concepcion. 5-3 is a star 4, which is a fly ball to left. And Mr. Burrows puts that away to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the third, still 3-0 in favor of Cincinnati. And leading things off will be the pitcher, Tony Brizzolera. Brizzolera hit .029 on the season in 35 at bats. I'm not sure. That sounds like it's a 1 for 35. I don't know. Probably. I didn't do the math on it, but it's not very good, whichever way you want to look at it. 5-2 for Bonham is a range play. We go to Brizzolera. So 1-2. Ground ball to second. We're checking the range of Joe Morgan. And little Joe only has a range of 2. I guess he slowed down over the years. Only a range of 2. And he can't get it. It's a base hit for Brizzolera. Leadoff single to Brizzolera. Nothing on the strategy. Back to the top of the order for Royster. 3-4, and that's a strikeout chance. Again, a 1-6. And no strikeout. So we go to Royster. 5-5, and that's a single past second base to get from first to third on that S4. Let's see, to get from first to third on an S4, you have to have a 3 or better run rating. Brizzolera only runs at a 1, so he will stop at second base. But the first 2 are on to start the third inning for Atlanta. And they may have something cooking. Here's Gary Matthews. Bonham 3-2. That's a pitcher result. 1-13 against a right-hander is an automatic out. And it's a 16, so Matthews will swing it. 2-3, and he's going to ground it to third. This could be a double play. His double play rating's a 1. The infield was halfway, makes it a 2. Pitcher adds nothing. Pivot at second base, Joe Morgan, is a 0. So it's a 1-2 for a double play. That's a 5, so they will end up getting, let's see here. I think with the infield back, trying to think here. I'm thinking with the infield back, they still go to second base. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I was supposed to roll this first. Hold on. Let me do this first. It's a 4. So this tells you when I was right at third base, force only. So they're going to get the force play at third. Since it was hit at the line, they're going to get the force play at third. And it shouldn't even have gone for the double play. Should have just stuck with the lead play at third. Because if I knew there was only a 1-2 chance, I would have taken the out at third for Shore. So that's they're to take the Shore out up 3-0. You take Shore outs around here. So it's a 5 unassisted. Fielder's choice for Matthews. Still got some rust on playing this game, so sometimes some of the little idiosyncrasies don't click in right away. All right, here is Roland Office. Whoop, that got hung up there. Let's see about this. Here we go. 2-6. Strikeout chance. Office is an 8. Strikeout's a 7. No strikeout, so Office will swing it. 2-1, and that's a double to center field for Roland Office. So obviously scoring from second is Royster. He will come around to score. The question is, can Matthews score from first base? We will find out. The double went to center field, so Geronimo Geronimo is not given any arm. He's a 0 on his arm. Matthews is a 2. So to score from a double to center, you add 1. So that makes him a 3. So 1 to 3, and he will score. And he does. So Matthews scores. It's a 2-run double for Roland Office. As both Royster and Matthews come around to score, makes it a 3-2 ball game. And here is Bob Horner. And you guys in the chat, keep me straight if I make a ruling mistake, because it's very easily to happen when I haven't played this game in a while, but I think I did that one right. All right, here is Bonham. 4-6, that's a ballpark card going to Fulton County. We get a 5-4, and that's a single plus to center field. That means Office scores automatically. Horner has to try for the double. We already know that the 0 arm in center, so that's not a problem, but he's got to get a 1. If he gets a 1, he takes the double. 2 to 5, he holds with a single. 6, he might be out. That's a 6. Now, I know in the old game he was automatically out, but I think in this game you go through a different routine. Right here it says it. Potentially thrown out. Use second 1d6 to check outfield arm rating on the OTC 2.6 chart, which is, where is the OTC 2.6 chart? Right here. All right, he's a 0 arm. So 1 to 3 will go to this chart. 4 to 6 he will hold. So we will go to the secondary chart over here. And on a 1, looks like he advances. On a 2 through 5, he is out. And on a 6, he advances. So 2 through 5, he's out. So he is out. So Horner is out trying to turn this into a double. Guess we'll just call it 8-4, maybe, just for simplicity's sake. That is out number 2. But the run does score on the RBI single from Horner to tie this game at 3 apiece. Base is clear now. Bonham, 3-6. That's a blank. We go to Burrows. 1-3, and that is a liner to short. Concepcion's got it. Innings over, but we are tied at 3 apiece after 3. Brizzolera back out. And he will be facing Knight, Dreesen, and Geronimo, due up here in the top of the 4th. Hello, Mr. Phillip. I purposely don't watch Inside Pitch Advance because I don't want to confuse myself. All right, here is Ray Knight. I mean, I'll listen to what RJL is doing on his thing, but I won't really follow the gameplay. I'll just follow what he's saying and what the chat's saying. But I try not to watch the game because I don't want to get confused. All right, here is Brizzolera. 4-3, and that's a pitcher result. Against a right-hander, 1-14 is going to be a single. And that's what we have. Ray Knight, leadoff single. Knight, not the most fleet foot in the world. He does have an attempt of 1, though. But he's not going to make it. So here comes Dreesen. 1-6, that's a range play. The infield was halfway, so infielders will reduce the range by 1. That is a 6-3. It's a ground ball to short. So look at the range of Frias. He is going to drop one of his ranges. So he goes from a 2 to a 1. Only way he makes this play is on a 1. And he does make it on a 1. How do you like that? Potential double play, 1-0. Infield halfway is a 2. Pivot at second is Royster. And Royster's pivot at second is a -1. So that's going to drop it to a 1 for a double play. And it's a 4. They will get the force on Knight. So Dreesen will reach. It's going to go 6-4. You're scoring at home and you know you should be. So Dreesen reaches on the fielder's choice. He's got an attempt of 2. And that's a 1. So he's going to go 14 plus the 2 is a 16. And Nolan's arm I believe is a +1 also. Oh, it's +2 actually. So catcher has a +2 arm. So 14 +2 +2, that's 1 to 18. And he's out on a 20. Wow. Are you kidding me? Dreesen caught stealing on the 20. Go figure. Wow. Caught stealing. And there's chance of rigged, I'm sure, from some particular people in the chat. Here is Brizzolera to Geronimo, 5-1. That's the ballpark card again. Geronimo, 5-2. That's a ground ball right in front of the plate, and Nolan will throw him out to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Reds. We go to the bottom of the fourth, tied at 3 apiece. Bonham back out, and he'll be facing Murphy to lead things off. Murphy, Nolan, and Frias. 6-3, and that's a potential walk. He walks at a 12, nothing from the stadium. So 1 to 12, Murphy walks. And he does. Leadoff walk to Murphy. That'll bring up Joe Nolan, catcher. Nothing on the strategy roll. Here is Bonham's pitch, 5-3. It's another walk chance. Nolan's an 11. 16, no walk, so Nolan will swing it. 2-1, and that's a double to left field for Joe Nolan. On that 2-1, double to left field. Can Murphy score? Left fielder arm is Collins, and he is a 0 on his arm. So Murphy's a 1. Double to left, you lose 1, so it's a 0. So he has to hold it at third base. He cannot attempt. But it is second and third with nobody out for Pepe Frias. Brian B., do we play the infield in this early? We can play in this early or just play back. We are going to play in. Okay. Against Frias, they're going to play the infield in. Bonham, 1-6. That is a blank. It's a walk plus to a lefty, but blank to a righty. Frias, 4-4. That's a power result to left field. So against a righty, 1 to 14 is going to be a hit of some sort. 15 to 20 is going to be a potential sacrifice fly. And that's a 12. That's going to be a triple for Pepe Frias. A 2-run triple for Frias. And that makes it 5-3 Atlanta. The 12 falls into that 10 to 14 category. 2-run triple. And now we'll look at the Reds' bullpen arms that are available because bullpen's going to have to start getting loose. So the available pitchers in the bullpen, you have Mario Soto. You have Manny Sarmiento. You have Tom Hume. And you have Doug Baer. And then one left-hander, Dave Tomlin. So, Brian, any of those pitchers you want me to get loose? We'll start loosening Soto. We'll get him loose. And you can let me know when you want to bring him in. I'm assuming the infield is still in with Frias at third and the pitcher batting. In a 5-3 game, 5 unanswered runs by the Braves. So Bonham, 6-4. That's a range play at the park. And again, the infield is in. So 4-1, but that's a blank. We got a rare play. So that takes away the range play. That overrides the range play. So we have, and you see my little thing here got messed up. Let's see here. We have no range play. So we got a runner on third, and we're going to roll on the rare play, 35. If runner on second, single to center with runner attempting, blah, 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 but it's not a runner. So if it does not apply, you re-roll. We get a 32. 32 with less than 2 outs. There are less than 2 outs, so this does apply. Shallow fly to center, resolve the play as a range play. If center fielder does not catch the ball, the lead runner gets a late break attempting to advance to the next base, roll 1D. So all kinds of stuff here can happen. But if Geronimo catches this, it looks like that ends the play from what I can tell. According to this, it says shallow fly to center resolve play is a range play. If center fielder does not catch the ball. So if he does catch the ball, it looks like we just stop right there. So he's a 1-4, and he does catch it. So it's a shallow fly to center, and Frias will just stay right where he is. One away. Back to the top of the order for Royster. Hello, Dwayne. And Brian B. Whenever you want to bring in Soto, just let me know. Bonham, by the way, was the last out of the last inning, so it's a long way until the pitcher hits. So we're not worried about that per se. Infield still in. Bonham to Royster. 1-4, hit by pitch chance. He's a 0, but Bonham's a +10. So Bonham plunks him. Hit by pitch. A hit by pitch puts runners on the corners with 1 out. Nothing on the strategy roll. Gary Matthews, the batter. So we're going to bring Soto in. Are we going to play for a double play or going to play the infield in? Because there are runners at. Now, Soto is rated as a -1 double play, just so you have that information as well. And Matthews is only a 1 double play. So playing the infield for a double play depth probably is not going to. Actually, I'm mistaken. I told you incorrectly. Bonham actually leads off the next inning. So I had my score sheet incorrectly. Bonham, the last out was made by Geronimo grounding out to Nolan. So if you want me to do a double switch, I will do a double switch. Or if you want to stick with Bonham a little longer, we can stick with Bonham a little longer. Or just let Soto. So we're going to do double switch, okay? Let's get to the bench. Let's see who's on the bench for the Reds. They have Kennedy, Spillman, Auerbach, Carell, Blair, and Heidi Cruz. And the last out was made by Geronimo, number 8. But if you don't want to lose him at first base, you got Dreesen, and third base, you got Knight. They're 6 and 7 hitters. So Cruz is going to come in for Geronimo, straight up. Double switch with Geronimo. Cruz for Geronimo. Cruz in the pitcher spot, and the pitcher in Geronimo's spot. I guess that's what we're going to do. Soto will be in Geronimo's spot, and Cruz will bat 9th, which means he leads off the inning. Oh, Cruz in right field. Okay, so we're taking Griffey out. Oh, Griffey moves to center. Okay, gotcha. So Geronimo's leaving. Okay, gotcha. All right. Let me fix that on the score sheet. Griffey will move to center field. Let's see what his rating is in center field for Griffey. Yeah, he's a 2+. He drops 1 number to go to center field. And then Geronimo comes out of the game completely. And Cruz will be the leadoff hitter in the top of the 5th. And Mario Soto is on, and Bonham and Geronimo are out. All right, so Cruz is in right field, batting 9th, and the pitcher spot, Soto, bats 8th. All right. And Cruz will lead off the top of the 5th. Okay, so as far as defense goes, Brian, are we doing the double play or are we playing in? I already showed you it's a -1 here, and he's only a 1 here. So I'm thinking we're going to play in. But, I'll let you make that official call. But I'm thinking play in at this point. All right, we are playing in. All right, so Soto facing Matthews, 3-3. That's an automatic out. That's a star line. Let's see what kind of out it is. And he is a ground ball pitcher. I'm sorry, no, he's 50-50. 3 flyouts, 3 ground outs. We get a 1, which is a ground out to third. And with the infield in, Frias has a 0 number here. So the only way he could score would be on a 6. So they will hold him there. The only play when you play in is to first. There's no double play chances. They hold Frias at third, throw out Matthews at first. Royster does take second on the fielder's choice, or not a fielder's choice, 5-3 ground out for out number 2. And now we have Roland Office. 2 outs, infield back to normal. Soto, 6-2, and that is an automatic single, S1 against lefties. There it is, right there. Mario Soto against lefties on a 6-2 is a straight up S1. And that's going to be a 2-run single. Those runs are charged to Bonham. But they count all the same. 4 runs in the inning for Atlanta. They have now taken a 7-3 lead as Roland Office with the RBI 2-run single, actually. And here is Bob Horner. 4-4, that's a blank. He's not tired. Horner, 3-5. Star 5's a fly to center, and the inning's finally over. But 4 runs in the inning for the Braves, and they take a 7-3 lead. 7 unanswered runs by the Atlanta Braves. They send 8 to the plate, and 4 of them score. So now, Reds have their work cut out for them against Tony Brizzolera. Make sure I got my guys all in a row where they're supposed to be. And Heidi Cruz will lead off. I think they call him Hector Cruz as well. I've seen that name, so it's kind of gone back and forth on which Cruz we're talking about here. All right, here is Tony Brizzolera. He can face 25 batters. So far, he has faced, this will be batter number 18. 6-2 is a strikeout chance. And strikeout at a 12. That's a 7, so he's out on strikes. Cruz is out on strikes. We go back to the top of the order for Joe Morgan. 5-3, that's a strikeout chance against a righty, but not a lefty. So Morgan will swing it. 6-2, and that's a star 6. Fly ball to right. 2 quick outs here to start the 5th. And here's Dave Collins. 2-5, and that is a ballpark check. We're going to Fulton County. 5-6, and that's a home run to the pull side for Collins. He's already hit 1 home run today. 1-5, he'll hit a second one. And he does not. This time he flies to right to end the inning. That'll do it for the Reds. They go quietly in their half of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th we go. Still 7-3. Oops, sorry about that. Still 7-3. Soto can face 7 batters in relief. Right now I've got him facing, he's faced 6. I'm sorry, he's faced 5 so far. So they're going to try to get him through 1 more inning. Bob Horner will be the leadoff man. He's the only, I'm sorry, not Bob Horner. Jeff Burrows. He's the only guy that did not bat was Jeff Burrows. 3-2, that's a walk chance. He walks at a 21, so I think that's pretty obvious. That's going to be a walk for Jeff Burrows. And let's see, his attempt is a 2. Nothing happening. 1-6, that's a pitcher result. 1-15 is going to be an automatic out. I forgot to put Murphy up there. But 1-15 is an automatic out. And that is an automatic out. The automatic out is a fly to left. So fly ball to left field, and that's put away by Collins. 1 away. Murphy is out, and here comes Joe Nolan. 3-1, that is a blank to a lefty. 1-3 is a fly to right. That's 2 away. And now he is tired, but I'm assuming just to get one more out, we could probably swing it against Frias. 5-3 is a hit by pitch chance. He's a 3 plus a 3, so a 1-6 for a hit by pitch. It is not a hit by pitch. Frias 4-5. That's a fly to right to end the inning, and so Soto's day is done. But he kept the damage from getting any worse, at least. That is it for the Braves. So we go to the top of the sixth with the score still 7-3. It'll be Griffey, bench, Concepcion, the batters. All right, so what do we got here? Okay, he's talking about something else. So you let me know who you might want to bring into pitch and possible double switch again or whatever. We'll see how the inning plays out. Griffey's going to lead it off against Brizzolera. 3-3 is a strikeout chance. That's a 1-5. No, the stadium took that away. It would have been a 1-6, but the stadium took it away. So Griffey, 3-6, and he's going to fly to right field. And over there getting his Matthews, one away. Take us to Johnny Bench. 3-2. That's a straight out single off Brizzolera. So Johnny Bench will reach on the single. Nothing on the strategy. Here is Brizzolera to Concepcion. 6-6 is a blank. Concepcion. 2-4. That's a single past third. So Bench, because he doesn't have much speed, will stop at second base. First and second with only one out. And that will send up Ray Knight. "5-2 is a strikeout chance, a 1-6. No strikeout. Knight will swing it. 1-5. He's going to get a single past third. That's going to load the bases. Because I believe on an S5 you have to have a better scoring chance from second. Let me double check. Yeah, you got to have a 5 or better. So Bench will load the bases now, or Knight will with that single. Bases are loaded. Now the Atlanta bullpen starting to stir a bit, as the tying run is now at the plate in Dreesen. And the pitcher spot is on deck. So you can figure out who you might want to have a pinch hitter or as a pinch hitter, Brian. And we'll bring back the pinch hitting possibilities. You got one lefty on the bench, and that's Harry Spillman, although he's not very good. You also have Auerbach, Carell, Paul Blair, and Junior Kennedy. Junior Kennedy has the best average. So you can think about that. It may depend on what happens on this at bat. I don't know. This is at bat number 25 for Brizzolera. So after this, he will be tired. So the Atlanta, all right, so he's going to go to Kennedy as a pinch hitter. Kennedy is on deck as a pinch hitter. Atlanta is going to look at their bullpen because they may be needed very quickly. They have one left-hander named Craig Skoke. He's the left-hander. Then you have two McLaughlins. You have Joey McLaughlin and Bo McLaughlin. You also have Adrian Devine. And you have the closer, Gene Garber. So looks like with everything going on, Atlanta is going to have Adrian Devine loosening in their bullpen. Brizzolera is set to lead off next inning. So if they bring in a new pitcher, it would be a double switch for sure. No question about it. So Brizzolera facing Dreesen with one out and the bases loaded. That's a 1-5, and that's a strikeout chance, but it's a 1-8. And it's not a strikeout, so Dreesen will swing it. 6-2, ground ball to second. This could be a double play. He's a 1. Infield's halfway is a 2. Pivot at short, Frias is a 0. So it is a 1-2 for a double play. It's a 5, so they get the force at second. Everybody else moves up. Bench scores. Dreesen reaches. Knight is out at second on the fielder's choice. 4-6. RBI ground out for Dreesen. scoring his bench. Makes the score now 7-4. And now we got a pinch hitter, Junior Kennedy, up. Brizzolera is now officially tired. They are going to try to get him through this last out because he does lead off the next inning. So they will have him in there pitching, but if he hits the parentheses, he's out of the game. So, Brizzolera, trying to avoid those parentheses. That's a 2. Dreesen, I don't know. I don't think you want to send Dreesen here. I mean, you could. It would be a 1-18. But if he gets thrown out with a 19 or 20, you blow your inning. So I don't know, Brian. You let me know. Do you want me to send him? It's a 1-18 on a stolen base. 14 plus the 2 plus the 2. I can send him or we can hold him. No, do not send him. Okay. No, Moscow's not. He's set to start later on, so he was not available out of the bullpen. Bullpen arms once again. You got left-hander Dave Tomlin. You got Sarmiento, Hume, and Baer. Those are the guys that are available. 1 lefty, 3 righties. All right, so we're not going to send the runner. We're going to have Kennedy pinch hit right here. Junior Kennedy against Brizzolera. Oh, we didn't need that because we already rolled for that. Okay, so here's Brizzolera. 2-4, and that is a home run question, not a home run question mark, a straight-up home run chance for Junior Kennedy, but he has 0 home runs against right-handed pitching. So Kennedy cannot have a home run, but he will swing it. So Sarmiento will be coming in next. Kennedy, 5-2 is a fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. So all that, and Cincinnati comes away with 1 run. It does cut the lead to 7-4, but I'm sure they were looking for more than that. And that's going to do it for Brizzolera as well. Brizzolera, his day is done as he is tired. He is tired, so let's get the Reds going here. And we're going to have Manny Sarmiento coming in for the Reds. Brizzolera is done. Adrian Devine will pitch the 7th inning. And so now in the bullpen for the Reds remaining, you have Tom Hume, Doug Baer, and Dave Tomlin. Those are the available players remaining. I'm going to get my Reds lineup straight with all this going on and make sure I've got the right guys. So we have Cruz will lead off next inning, followed by Morgan, Collins, Griffey, Bench, Concepcion, Knight, and Dreesen. Okay, I got them all in the right order now. All right, so Sarmiento will be facing a pinch hitter for Atlanta because Brizzolera was the scheduled leadoff hitter. So the bench for Atlanta, you got a lefty, former Red, Mike Lum. He's a good candidate. He's a typical pinch hitter. The other guys they have pretty much are all right-handed. Another former Red, Darrell Cheney on the bench. But you got Charlie Spikes, you got Bruce Benedict, Glenn Hubbard, and Barry Bonnell. So it looks like we're going Mike Lum, former Red. He will do the pinch hitting to lead off the bottom of the 6th of now a 7-4 game. All right, so Mike Lum, the pinch hitter, Sarmiento, the new pitcher, and Devine will pitch for Atlanta in the 7th. All right, Mike Lum, the pinch hitter. For 1, that's a wild pitch. Now I'm trying to remember, guys, and somebody can tell me, because I've seen it played both ways. When there's nobody on and there's a wild pitch, do you guys re-roll on the pitcher card, or is it now we skip straight to the batter card? I'm trying to remember the way it's supposed to be played by the rules, and I think the rules may have changed. I don't know. Yeah, Brian B., I'm cognizant of who starts future games and stuff like that. But on a wild pitch with nobody on base, okay, so Ben, we do move to the batter card, is what you're saying. All right, so we will treat it as a blank and move on to the batter card. I thought at one point we used to roll it on the thing. I guess it was an updated rule that I had forgotten about. So we're going straight to Mike Lum's card. Straight to Mike Lum's card. 5-5 is a star 1, ground ball to second, so Lum is out. 1 away. And here's Jerry Royster. 1-3 is a range play. Going to Royster's card. Range is on star 3. I was on the right fielder, Griffey. I'm sorry, the right fielder is not Griffey. The right fielder is Cruz now. His range is a 3. So a 1-3, he'll make the play. And he does not. Is it a single or a double? It is a single for Jerry Royster. Royster, the 1-out single. And let's see, his attempt is a 5. He will not go anywhere. And that brings up Gary Matthews. 5-2. We're back to Fulton County. 6-5 is a ground ball to second. This could be a double play. Matthews is a 1. Nothing there. Halfway is a 2. Pivoted short, Concepcion is a +1. Makes that a 3. So a 1-3, we got a double play. And we do. We have a Giovanni's Tailor Shop, tailor-made double play. Giovanni's Tailor Shop, Lemoyne, Pennsylvania. If you're in that area and you have tailoring needs, be sure to stop by and see them. They'll give you a discount. Tell them Demo sent you. They are the unofficial sponsor of the channel, but the official sponsor of the Giovanni's Tailor Shop, tailor-made double play of the game. So now Adrian Devine is on for Atlanta. He was 1-2 with a 3.24 ERA. He can face 8 batters in relief. So the plan for Atlanta is to have him pitch the 7th and 8th and maybe turn it over to Garber in the 9th. But a lot of things happen between now and then. You can make all the plans you want, but plans can change in a hurry. So Heidi Cruz, the number 9 hitter, after the double switch, he will lead off, followed by Morgan and Collins. That's a 4-5, and that is a range play at the park. So we're going to Fulton County Stadium for a range play. 2-4, and that's a single to center, but Roland Office can take it away, but his range is only a 2. So we need a 1 or a 2, or else this single is going to stand. And it's taken away by Roland Office. Takes the hit away from Cruz, 1 away. Top of the order in Joe Morgan. 1-4, that's a strikeout chance. Morgan's strikeout is only a 6. Nothing. Go to Morgan. 5-2, and that's against a right-hander. Against a right-hander on the 5-2, that's a double to center field for Joe Morgan. He would have flown out against a lefty, but against a righty, he doubles. So the 1-out double brings up Dave Collins with Griffey on deck. Devine, 5-4. That's going to be a blank. I thought at first it was a home run chance, but it's a blank. We go to Collins. 1-6. It's a single pass third. I don't think Morgan can score, though. I think you have to have a 5 or a 6. And you do. So Morgan will stop at third. Runners are at the corners with only 1 out. And Ken Griffey, the batter. Johnny Bench is on deck. Infield for Atlanta, playing back for a double play. There's a 4 there. We can send Collins if you like. 13. It'd be a 1-15 if you wanted to send him to get him in scoring position, or you can just let Griffey swing away and not take a chance of having him thrown out. So you're not going to send him. Okay, so that means Griffey. I'm sorry, not Griffey. Means Devine will pitch to Griffey. That's a 4-5, and that is a range play at the park. Infield is in halfway, so cut 1 down from their range. We go to 4-4, which is a star 3, which is a ground ball to second. So Jerry Royster's range is going to lose 1. So he drops from a 2 to a 1 for his range. Needs a 1 to get to this. Doesn't get to it. That playing halfway cost him. So Morgan will score. Ends up being an S4. So Collins will go to third base on the S4. Because all you need is a 3 or better to get to third, and he's a 4. So RBI single from Ken Griffey. Scores Morgan and moves Collins to third. And now it's a 7-5 ball game for Johnny Bench. Tying runs are on base. Bench. See what he can do. Infield still looking for the double play. Divine, 3-5, and that is a strikeout chance. Bench strikes out at a 10. -1 is a 9. 17, Bench will swing it. 3-4 for Bench, and that is a single to center field. Collins will score. Now Divine might need some relief. Let's see about Griffey. Center fielder arm rolling office is a +1. So the single to center to go from first to third. On a single to center, you lose 1. So that cancels out the +1 arm. So it's strictly a 1-3. Do we send Griffey to third base on a 1-3 with 1 out in what is now a 7-6 game? Or do we? I say keep him at second myself, not to take a chance. Oh, you are going to send him. Okay, 1-3. We're going to send him to third base. And he's in there. So aggressive base running pays off. Johnny Bench, the RBI single. Griffey takes third. It is now a 7-6 game in Atlanta's bullpen. Stirring again as Divine not exactly handling the situation here. See what they've got in the bullpen. It's any good. They're going to go to Joey McLaughlin out of the bullpen as Divine just couldn't get it done. So Joey Mack is going to come on. It is now 7-6. Our score with 1 out and runners on the corners. And Joey McLaughlin, the batter infield, is playing for a double play. The batter is Concepcion. 5-2, that's a potential walk. He walks at a 12. And he does walk, so it loads the bases. Bases are loaded in a 7-6 game for Ray Knight. Dreesen is on deck. Infield still looking for that double play. McLaughlin 4-6. He's not tired, so that's a blank. Knight 1-1 is a liner to first base. This could be a double play. In fact, it almost has to be a double play with the bases loaded. Liner to first. Liner to first. You've got a double play. Only way it's not a double play is on a 6. Anything else, 1-4, they double the guy at first. 5, they double the guy at second. So the only way it's not a double play is if we roll a 6. And look at that. We roll a 6. Are you kidding me? So it is not a double play. Everybody is safe. Everybody gets back. 2 down, and Braves are going to the bullpen again. They're going to go that lefty. The only lefty they have, Craig Skoke. He's coming in to face one guy and one guy only, and that's Dan Dreesen. Pitcher spot is on deck. But first, Dreesen will have to reach against the lefty, and fortunately, Dreesen is not given a cookie-cutter card. He is affected by the lefty-righty. You can see his question mark numbers are not as good, and 1 number in the grid, which actually favors him against lefties, but still got to play the percentages here. Skoke does better against lefties. So bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's a pitch from Skoke, 1-6. That's a blank to a lefty. Would have been a home run chance for a right-hander. And now we go to Dreesen. 1-4, and that's a single to right field for Dreesen. So we know Griffey's going to score. Let's check out Bench. Single to right. Single to right, you add 1, plus there's 2 outs. So that makes him a 4. Right fielder arm is Matthews. And Matthews is a 0. So 1-4, and Bench will score. And he does not. He has to hold. So just a single. Everybody moves up 90 feet. But the third run of the inning, and we now have a tie ball game. And we need a pinch hitter for the pitcher. Pinch hitter needs to come in for Sarmiento. And looking at the bench once again, it's not all that great, the guys that are left. These are the four that are left: Spillman, Auerbach, Carell, and Blair. And the best average of anybody is Carell, but Spillman is the left. Well, Spillman's a lefty, so you wouldn't bring him in here. Auerbach or Carell seem to be the guy you would want to go to. Not sure if you want to use your backup catcher yet. Could go to Auerbach, although he's valuable for defense. So he's going to go to Carell. All right, Rick Carell, ironically a former Brave. So that's it for Sarmiento. That means in the bottom of the seventh, I guess depending on whether they take the lead or not, you've got either Hume, Tomlin, or Baer coming up to pitch. So Skoke against Carell. Question is, do they leave Skoke in to face Carell? I think they will. So Carell with the bases loaded and 2 outs. 4-1, that's a walk chance. He walks at a 9. And that's an 8. He's going to walk in a run to Skoke. The Reds take the lead 8-7. 5 runs in the inning on a bases loaded walk. They bat around now, as Cruz, who led off the inning, will step up to the plate again. It is now 8-7. Skoke trying to get out of this. 1-4. That's a home run question mark to a right-hander, which is a 1-13. That fails, so we go to Cruz. 2-5. That's a star 3. It's a ground ball to second to end the inning. So Cruz actually makes 2 outs in the inning. But in the interim, we have a 4-score inning, Abraham Lincoln 4-score inning by Cincinnati. And we go to the 7th inning stretch. It's the Reds 8 and the Braves 7. And new pitcher. Spillman was an emergency catcher. Okay. So let's see about the pitching. Let's get everybody in the right order here. Carell was a pinch hitter. So where did Ray Knight go? How did I lose Ray Knight? Oh, there he is. I got to make sure I get these guys in the right order here. So Cruz made the last out. So we're going to have Morgan, Collins, Griffey, bench, Concepcion, Knight, Dreesen, and Cruz are the order here. All right. So now Cincinnati, that's going to be it for Skoke, I do believe. So Cincinnati either needs coming up for Atlanta. Glad you asked. We have one lefty, rolling office, but then the next 2 are Horner and Burrows and Murphy. The next 3 are right-handed. So I don't know if you want to burn Tomlin to face Office, although Office is not rated for splits, or just go straight to the right-hander. In this case, that could either be Doug Baer or Tom Hume. So you got your choice there. They're going to bring in Baer. All right. Baer had 16 saves. Hume had 17 saves. So I'm guessing it was like whoever the hot hand was, or maybe one of them was hurt, or Hume did some starting as well. So lots of different options there. So Doug Baer is in, and he will be facing Roland Office, Bob Horner, and Jeff Burrows. Now 8-7 at Braves trail it now after holding a 7-3 lead. So Baer to Office, 4-3. That's a strikeout chance, 1-7. And he got him. So Roland Office out on strikes. And here is Bob Horner. 2-5. That's another strikeout chance, 1-9. And he got him. Back-to-back Ks for Doug Baer. And that brings up Jeff Burrows. 4-3. It's another strikeout chance, 1-11. And couldn't get him this time. So Burrows will swing it. 1-3. It's a liner right to Concepcion. It's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Mr. Baer. He can face 7, so he certainly can keep pitching. No question about it. We go to the 8th. Here in Atlanta, it's 8-7. 2 up for the Reds, Morgan, Collins, and Griffey. I guess they may keep Skoke going. Let's see. How many batters he can face? 5. And Skoke has faced 1, 2. He's only faced 3, so he can still go. So Skoke will stay in the game to face these lefties. Skoke 1-6. That's a blank to a lefty. Go to Morgan. 2-4. It's a single to left field for Joe Morgan. So leadoff single for Morgan. In the bullpen for Atlanta, we have the other McLaughlin, Bo McLaughlin, loosely in the bullpen. And Collins is your batter. 8, no chance of anything happening. Go to Skoke. 6-5, that's the ballpark card. Going to Fulton County for the Dave Collins at bat. 4-4, that's a star 3, and that'll be a ground ball to second. Potential double play. He's a 2, +1's a 3, halfway's a 4. The ground ball went to second. So the shortstop, Frias, was his pivot. He's a 0. So 1-4, it's a double play. It is not. Runner advance on the 6. So the only play was to first base. Morgan continues on to second base. So it acts kind of like a pseudo sacrifice. And Griffey is up with 1 out. And Morgan at second base. Probably the last batter for Skoke to face with righties coming up. Bo McLaughlin is ready in the bullpen. Skoke to Griffey. 5-1. It's a walk chance. Griffey walks at a 10 against lefties. And that's an 18, so he will not walk. Griffey will swing it, though. 1-3 is a star 5. Fly ball to center. 2 down. Morgan could try to tag and go to third. Rolling off his arm is a +1. So Morgan would have a 1-4 to tag up and go to third, Brian B. If you would like to tag him up and go to third, you can do that on a 1-4. 1-4, and he's in there. So he does take third on the fly out to center field, and that's going to do it for Skoke. He will come out. And Bo McLaughlin will be coming on for Atlanta to face Johnny Bench with 2 outs and Morgan at third. McLaughlin to Bench. 3-6, that's a strikeout chance. Bench strikes out at a 9. And he struck him out to end the inning. So Bo McLaughlin gets him out of the mess. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Still an 8-7 game. Bear back out, and he'll be facing Murphy, Nolan, and Frias, and then a pinch hitter for McLaughlin. So let me make sure I got my Cincinnati lineup straight now. Let's see here. It's going to be Concepcion, Knight, Dreesen, pinch hitter, then Cruz, Morgan, Collins, Griffey, and Bench. Okay, let me make sure I didn't get anybody out of order. So bottom of the 8th, it's an 8-7 ball game. Doug Bear out for his next whoops. You lose 2. I'm not sure what you mean by that on a fly to center. Oh, you know what? I bet I didn't factor that in, did I? See, I told you I haven't played this game in a while. Fortunately, I think I rolled a 1, so he was safe anyway. So fortunately, it did not affect anything, and he didn't score, so that helps too. All right, so here's Bear. Whoops, Bear to Murphy. 5-1 strikeout chance. Murphy 1-12, and it's 15, so no strikeout. Go to Murphy. 2-1, and his star 5 is a fly to left, and Dave Collins will make the play. 1 down. And that'll bring up Joe Nolan, the catcher. 6-5 is a range play. We go to Nolan. 4-3. That's a single to center, but again, Geronimo with a 1-4 can take the hit away. And he does not. So Nolan will reach on the single. 1 out single, and that'll bring up Pepe Frias. 2, but nothing's happening there. So here's Bayer to Frias. 2-5. That's a strikeout chance. We go to Frias. 15 is too high for that. Frias. 6-4. Ground ball to second. Potential double play. He's a 2. -1, though, is a 1. Infield halfway is a 3. I'm sorry. 2. -1's a 1. Infield halfway is a 2. But then the +1 from Concepcion on the pivot is a 3. So 1-3. And we get a double play that ends the inning. And we do. So it's going to be another Giovanni's Tailor Shop, tailor-made 4-6-3 double play. So actually McLaughlin will come back and pitch because the pitcher spot never came up. And I'm assuming that's going to be it for Bayer because he has faced, let's see how many batters he has faced. He's faced 6 batters. He can face 7. And he could also be coming up to bat. His spot in the order is 4 spots away. So I would assume we would be getting Tom Hume ready in the bullpen. So we go to the 9th. It's still 8-7. If I can get this thing to fill in. Come on, there you go. 8-7 ball game. And due up for the Reds, it'll be Concepcion, Knight, and Dreesen to start the top of the 9th. And I'm going to presume that we have Tom Hume loosening in the bullpen. All right, here is Concepcion. 2-2, that's a walk chance. 5, he walked him. So Concepcion, a leadoff walk. Brings up Ray Knight. 6-0 happening. 6-4, that's a strikeout plus for Knight, which makes him a 16, 1-16, and he still doesn't strike out. How about that? He'll swing 6-1, star 2 is a ground ball to second, though. It could be a double play. He's a +3, but he's a -2, so that makes it a 1. Infield halfway is a 2. Frias, I believe, is a -1 on his pit. No, he's a 0 on his pivot. So 1-2, it's a double play. Whoops. And it's not. It's going to be a fielder's choice. They'll get Concepcion at second base. 1 away. 4-6 fielder's choice. Due up is Dreesen, and the pitcher spot is on deck. So looking at the remaining pinch hitters, we have Spillman, who's got the best average, I think, Blair, and Auerbach. So I'm assuming you're going to say, you're going to say Auerbach. Okay, I thought you would go with Spillman, but you're going to say Auerbach. All right, Auerbach is on deck. We'll hit for Bayer, but right now Dreesen is in there with 1 out and a runner, Knight, at first base. 3-4, and that is a range play. The infield is halfway, so they're going to lose 1 on their range if it's an infield check. Dreesen, 1-2 is a star 4. It's actually going to be a fly to left, so we're checking the range of the left fielder Burrows. And Jeff Burrows' range is only a 2. So he has to have a 1 or 2 to get to this. And he does. So how about that? Jeff Burrows hauls that in, 2 down, and now the pinch hitter Auerbach, 210 hitter, will step to the plate against McLaughlin. That is a 1-3, which is a strikeout chance, 1-14, and he's out of there on strikes to end the inning. So Tom Hume will come on and try to save it for the Reds. Braves will have a pinch hitter for the pitcher McLaughlin to lead off, and then the top of the order after that. Bottom of the 9th we go. 8-7 from Atlanta. Hume did have 17 saves, 10-9 with the 17 saves and a 2.76 ERA. Atlanta's pinch hitting. They used Mike Lum, so let's see who's left. Best hitting average is Barry Bonnell, so I think that's where they're going. Actually, Charlie Spikes is a 280. I'm going to go with Charlie Spikes. He's 280. Former Cleveland Indian Charlie Spikes will pinch hit against Mr. Hume. Didn't even need the D20. Don't even know why I rolled it. 4-4. That's a blank. We go to Spike's card. 3-2, and that's a ground ball to short. So Spikes is out of there, one away. 2 outs to go for the Reds to get this wild come from behind victory. Here's Jerry Royster. 3-6, that's a blank. We go to Royster. 1-6, that's a power result to right field. He's going to get a hit of some sort. We just don't know what kind. It is going to be a single. So Royster settles with a single, but he is the tying run. Johnny Bench's arm, not what he used to be. He is still a -1 on his steals. So if Royster would happen to get the good lead, it would be a 1-16. So they certainly want to try it if they can roll a 1-3. And they do. So he's going to go. It's a 16 plus 1's a 17. -1 from Bench is a 16. 1-16, he steals it. And he does. And it's a possible throwing error on Bench. We'll look at Bench's error rating. His error rating is a 9. So 1-9, he throws this away. He does not. So nice play there by Morgan to keep that from going into the center field, but it will be a stolen base for Royster, and he is the tying run, and he runs at a 4. Very good, pretty good speed there. So now here's Matthews, Hume to Matthews. 6-5, and that's a strikeout chance against a righty, which is a 1-7, and he got him. Matthews out on strikes. 2 down, last chance for the Braves is Roland Office. But now with 2 outs, Royster's going to almost guaranteed to score on any base hit. Hume to Roland Office. Also Mr. Cookie Cutter. Whoops. Hume, 4-2. That's a blank. We go to Office. 6-2. Power result to right field. I'm sorry, to left field. And it's a 1-12. Anything 12 or less, we got a tie game. 13 or higher, the game is over. That's a 3. It's a base hit, and Royster's going to score automatically. The base hit is to left field. And when you single to left, you gain 1. There were 2 outs. Gains another 1, so the 4 becomes a 6, and Royster scores. And we have a tie ball game. Blown save for Tom Hume, and the rigged quotes or chants continue to come out of the peanut gallery. Roland Office is on. He's going to try to see if he can get a steal. He cannot. So we go to Hume to Horner. 3-1's a walk chance. We go to Horner. Walks at a 4. He does not walk. Horner will swing it. 1-6. He's going to line it to short, and that will end the inning. But we have extra innings here in Atlanta. 8-8 is the score. And coming in to pitch for Atlanta will be Gene Garber. So let's get the Atlanta lineup straightened out. Might be a double switch for Atlanta. I believe it will be. Let's see. See who's on the bench for them. Barry Bonnell might be coming in on a double switch. Let's see. He will. He will come in for – no, actually, it won't be Barry Bonnell. Take it back. It's going to be – they're going to bring in Glenn Hubbard on a double switch and move Jerry Royster from third to second base. I mean, from second base to third base. So Royster moves to third. Hubbard will come in and bat ninth and play second base. And the pitcher spot will go in Bob Horner's old spot. The pitcher spot now bats cleanup. And that's 9 spots away. So Bob Horner comes out of the game. Hubbard in the 9th position. And the Braves will bring on Gene Garber. And he's the last pitcher they got unless they dip into the starters. So they're going to hope that he doesn't have to pitch very far. Top of the 10th, and it'll be Heidi Cruz leading things off. Two, 4, and that is a blank. We go to Cruz. 2, 5, star 3 is a grounder to third, 1 away. Cruz is out, and here's Morgan. Morgan's had a good day. He's doubled, singled, and walked, scored a couple of runs. 2-1, and that's a straight up single against a lefty. So Joe Morgan gets on again, his third hit of the game. And if he can get a good lead, he's got a good chance to steal with that +3 from Garber. But he can't get the lead, so we go to Collins. 3-6 is a blank. Collins. 4-5, that's a pop up to first, and that's 2 away. And that'll send up Griffey, center fielder. 5-1, strikeout chance. It's a 5. And it is a 5, so he struck him out. That's going to end the inning. Nothing doing for Cincinnati. Here in the top of the 10th. We go to the bottom of the 10th. Hume back out. Let's see how many batters Hume has faced. Let's see. Hume faced 1, 2, 3, 4. He faced 5 batters. He can face 7, so he's still okay. And we got Jeff Burrows coming up. It'll be Burrows, Murphy, and Nolan do it for Atlanta. 3-2. That's a walk chance. We go to Burrows. 9, and he does walk him. Didn't even have to roll it because he had a 21. So walk to Burrows. He is now the winning run, although doesn't run well. He is the winning run. And Dale Murphy, the batter. Normally you'd bunt in this situation, but Murphy's just not a good bunter. So he's going to swing away. 3-5 is a strikeout chance. Strikes out in 11. And he will strike out. 1 down for Joe Nolan. There'll be Pepe Frias and Glenn Hubbard after this. Hume, 6-3, and that's a range play. 5-5. That's a single to second base, but it's a range play for Morgan. His range, though, is only a 2, and halfway is only a 1. But he makes the play anyway. Now we got a chance for a double play. 3-0. Halfway is a 4. Pivot is a 5. 1 to 5, it's a double play. And it is. 4-6-3, double play ends the inning. And we go to the 11th. Hume is now tired. Plus, I think his spot's coming up in the order as well. So Hume has faced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's faced 8 batters, so he is now tired. So Garber back out, and he'll be facing Bench, Concepcion, and Knight. Scheduled hitters here in the top of the 11th. Johnny Bench. Garber, 6-6. That's a home run question mark. 1 to 6. Does not pass. We go to Bench. 6-2, ground ball to short, and that's 1 away for Concepcion. Concepcion. 5-3, that's a blank. We go to Concepcion. 2-6, that's a single to center field for Concepcion. See if he can get a steal. If he can get the good numbers, 1 to 5, he can steal. Doesn't get it, though. So here is Dan Dreesen. Garber to Dreesen. 2-3, and that's potential wild pitch. No wild pitch, but a pass ball and a 1 to 3. And that's a blank. So since it's no wild pitch or pass ball, I'm going to treat like I did the other wild pitch and go straight to the batter card. Going right to Dreesen. 1-5. It's a fly to right. 2 down for Ray Knight. I'm sorry, I've added them out of order. That should have been Ray Knight, not Dreesen. Somehow I got these guys out of order, and I don't know how I did it. So now I've got to redo the at-bat. Sorry about that. I got to redo the at-bat because I've added them out of order. Can't, just, it happens that way. When you do it this fashion, the guys are moving all over the place. I don't have that little thing that RJL has to keep everybody in order. So we're just going to do a reboot here. So Ray Knight will get a chance to bat for real this time. And Dreesen will have to wait. So we try again. Ray Knight. 5-4. That's a double question mark. 1-7 for a single for Ray Knight. Nope. So Knight's got to swing it. 2-4, and that is a ground ball to third against a right-hander. This could be a double play. He's a 3, but -1 there is a 2. Halfway brings it back to a 3. Hubbard's the pivot man at second. He's a 0. So 1-3, we got a double play. And we do not. It's runner advance. So the only play ends up being to first base. So 2 down, and now Dreesen gets to bat for real. But at least a productive out. Gets a runner into scoring position. Dreesen is up. The pitcher spot is on deck. So they're going to walk Dreesen intentionally with first base open. And now Brian B. can figure out who the pinch hitter is going to be. We got these 2 guys remaining, Spillman and Blair. 152 and 214. Spillman's the better hitter average hitter. So I'm assuming Spillman would be the logical choice here, I'm guessing, instead of Paul Blair. But if you got a hunch for Blair, we can go with Blair. But they're both cookie-cutter cards, so it probably doesn't matter one way or the other. But I'm assuming Spillman would be the logical choice here with 2 outs and runners at first and second. And that means in the bottom of the 11th that the Reds will have to go to somebody else out of the bullpen, and that somebody else is the only guy left, Dave Tomlin. He's in the bullpen. So Dave Tomlin will be coming on the bottom half of the inning, but Spillman to hit. Garber, 3-3, strikeout. Spillman's only a 5. And no strikeout. Go to Spillman. 4-3. It's a fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 11th. Dave Tomlin, the new pitcher for the Reds. He's the only one left in the bullpen. And it'll be Frias, Hubbard, and Royster due up for the Braves against lefty Dave Tomlin, who was 2-2 with a save and a 2.62 ERA. Garber, let's see what Garber has done. Garber 8. Yeah, he's tired now, so I'm going to probably have to go to a starter out of the rest of the team. I didn't want to take any starters that might be pitching later. Let's see. This is a first, and by the way, in real world, this is the first game of a doubleheader as well. So out of the pitchers that have relief ratings that do starting, Eddie Solomon would be the guy that we would pull here. Eddie Solomon. And I got to check the Reds and see who we would pull here. Maybe Moscow. Potentially Moscow as an emergency. Yeah, it looks like Moscow would be the emergency pitcher for Cincinnati, if it gets to that. But if Atlanta walks it off here, none of that matters. So Tomlin. Tomlin will start things off here against Frias in the bottom of the 11th. 6-2, and that's a blank. We go to Frias. 3-3, and it's a pop up to third. One away, and now first at bat coming up for Glenn Hubbard. 231 hitter is Glenn Hubbard. 1-2 is a possible error on a throw. 3-5 is a fly to center, so no error, no throw to worry about. 2 down for now the third baseman, Jerry Royster. Tomlin, 6-4 is a walk chance. He walks at a 15, and it's a 16, no walk. 4-4, it's a fly to center. Tomlin 1-2-3, so he will keep endurance. They can actually bring Tomlin back in the 12th if need be. So we go to the 12th, and it's still 8-8. And the Braves will have to bring on Eddie Solomon to pitch. Because Garber, actually, you know what? They're going to go with Garber. He's tired, but they're going to stick with him. But if he gets up and sees, he's got to come out. So due up for the Reds, it'll be a pinch hit, or not a pinch hit. It'll be Heidi Cruz to start things off. It'll be Cruz, Morgan, and Collins. Cruz, Morgan, and Collins against Garber. 5-1. Oh, he just avoided the parentheses there. There's a strikeout chance. 1-11. And he got him. Cruz out on strikes. So keeping in mind, Garber is tired, but we're playing the minefield of hopefully not getting one of those parentheses. Garber 1-1 is a walk chance to Morgan, 1-18, and he will walk Morgan. So Morgan has been a thorn in Atlanta's side the whole day. 8, he cannot get the good jump, so he will stay. And here's Dave Collins. Garber 3-5, and that is a blank. We go to Collins. 6-3, it's a power result to left field. 1-12, and that's a 4. That'll be a single to left field. So I think Morgan will probably have to hold here. Let's double check it. Because with a single to left, you lose 2, drops him to a 1. And the left fielder is Burrows. What is his arm? He's a +2, though, so that brings it back to a 3. So 1-3, he can still get to third base, and he does not, so he will hold. So runners at first and second with 1 out. And Ken Griffey, the batter. They're risking it with Garber still out there because if you get the parentheses, he's out of there. 3-6, that's a blank. We go to Griffey. 4-6, and that's a fly ball to left field. Would have been a double against the lefty, but against a righty, it's a fly to left. 2 down. 2 down, and Johnny Bench, the batter. Morgan could try to take third, but I don't know if it's worth it, if it's worth the gamble or not. He's a 3, but then going to second base on the fly to left, or third base on the fly to left's a -3. Makes him a 0, and then you get the +2 from Burrows. But I think RGL used to play it. If he got a 0, it didn't matter what the outfielder arm was, he just held. So I think it makes more sense to hold him here because he's going to score on any base hit regardless where he is. Garber. 4-3, that's a possible error. Bench, that's a leaner. Let's re-roll that. 3-1, that's a liner to short. Error chance on a liner to short. Are there errors on liners to short, on line drives? I don't even know if there are errors on line drives. There are not. So apparently you cannot make an error on a line drive to short or a line drive anywhere. So that's going to end the inning. Chart says you can't make errors on line drives. So we'll go with it. So we will go to the bottom of the 12th. Garber's done now. Solomon will be coming on to pitch if they go to the 13th. Tomlin's out, and he'll be facing Matthews, Office, and a pinch hitter for Garber. And so the pinch hitter for Garber is going to be Barry Bonnell. So we're going to have Office, Matthews, and Bonnell for the Braves here in the bottom of the 12th. Tomlin faced only 3 batters, so he's still good fatigue-wise. 6-5 is a strikeout chance on Office, 1-8. And that's a 6, struck him out. Office is out of there. 1 away for Gary Matthews. 3-4, and that is a home run question mark. Against the right-hander, it's a 1-6. And that passes, so Gary Matthews on a 1-10 can walk it off. A walk-off home run on a 1-10. It's a 14. It does not happen. So Matthews will swing it. 3-1 pops it up to second instead. 2 down. So Tomlin just missed that. Tomlin now is technically tired, but they're going to try to get him through that last at bat. 3-6 is a blank. We go to Bunnell. 2-5, single to left field for Barry Bunnell. So pinch hit single for Bunnell. And now Jeff Burrows, the batter. I'm sorry. Yeah, Burrows, not Murphy. I had him out of order there. Nothing happening there. Tomlin to Burrows. 3-3 ballpark card going to Fulton County for Jeff Burrows. That's a 6-5. He grounds to second, and that's going to end the inning. And that's going to have to do it for Tomlin as well. So Paul Moscow, an emergency pitcher, and Eddie Solomon, an emergency pitcher, are going to take over in the 13th inning. And due up for the Reds, it'll be Concepcion, Knight, and Dreesen. Concepcion, Knight, and Dreesen. And if anybody gets on base after that, they'll pinch hit for Tomlin. With the last guy they have left, Paul Blair. Right now, Solomon, 6-2 is a blank. We go to Concepcion. 3-4, that's a double to center field for Concepcion. Leadoff double. Brings up Ray Knight. Oops, leadoff double. I'm going to put him in first for it. Ray Knight. Solomon, 2-5 strikeout chance, 1-6. And he does not get him. Knight swings. 1-5, single to third. That's going to put runners at the corners with nobody out. Here in the top of the 13th. And Dreesen, the batter. For the Braves, the infield is going to play. They're going to play back. They want to limit it to 1 run. It's almost impossible to not have them score any runs, but they don't want 3 or 4 runs to come across this inning. So they'll play for a double play. 5-3 is a strikeout chance, 1-8. And that was huge, a strikeout of Dreesen. And now we get the pinch hitter, Paul Blair. He's the last one left on the bench. Paul Blair came over from the Yankees. He's the last bench player remaining. And he will pinch hit. Paul Blair. Infield now. Still looking for that double play to get out of the inning. One 4, that's a potential wild pitch. 1-4. 10, no wild pitch, so we go to Blair. 5-2, ground ball to third. This could be a double play. Let's see here. He's a 3, 0. Halfway is a 4. Pivot Hubbard at second base, a pivot of 0. So 1-4, and the inning's over. That's a 5. The run will score. They only get the fielder's choice. The Reds take the lead. They could not turn the double play as Paul Blair's speed beat it out for a fielder's choice RBI ground out. Scoring is Concepcion. And now Heidi Cruz, the batter. 2-6, and that's a blank. We go to Cruz, 3-3, and that's a star 4 to end the inning. But the Reds take a 9-8 lead now here in the 13th inning. 9-8 lead, and they turn it over to Paul Moscow, emergency pitcher out of their rotation. And Moscow, he will be facing Murphy, Nolan, and Frias, the scheduled hitters. Paul Moscow, 5-4, 389. He had no saves, but he certainly gets a chance for a save right here. (1-2) for Moscow is a possible error. 4-6, and that's a star 1. Ground ball to short for checking Concepcion. His error rating is a 9, 1-9. And no error by Concepcion. He makes the play, as you might expect. 1 down for Joe Nolan. 1-1, that's a blank to a lefty. 2-5 as they fly to center. 2 quick outs. Pepe Frias, last man standing in the way. 5-1 is a walk chance. He walks at a total of 2. No walk. 5-1 flies to center, and that's the ball game. The Reds outlast the Braves by the score of 9-8. And thank goodness we're not playing a doubleheader like they did in real world. But we're just going to finish it up here. 9-8, your final score in 13 innings. Winner is Tomlin. The loser is Eddie Solomon, and Moscow gets the save. So there you have it. I'm too tired to do the totals. I don't feel like doing the totals right now. Doesn't matter about the totals. The totals are 9-8. That's the only score. The only total that matters is 9-8. So there you have it. Not even sure. I have to double check and see what the next game is on the schedule. So let's see who the next schedule is supposed to be. According to my Excel, the next game on the schedule, we're going to Minnesota. It'll be an August 4th game, the California Angels and the Minnesota Twins. That'll be next Saturday on the NBC Game of the Week, California at Minnesota. So that's going to do it from here. I hope you guys enjoyed that presentation of Inside Pitch. Thank you for a couple of you guys in here, most notably Ben and Brian B, for catching some of any potential errors that I may have had. And also thank you for Brian B for managing the Reds. So I think both teams were managed pretty realistically and did what we could do to make it an interesting game for everybody. So hope you guys enjoyed it. This afternoon, I'm not sure if I'm doing the golf tournament today or tomorrow. I haven't figured that part out yet. But I know for sure tomorrow we'll have the Basic Sunday in Strat-O-Matic 1962. Dodgers hosting the Giants. And that's going to do it from here. So I hope you, this is the real old mat, the original mat. RJL sent a picture of this or an image of this off to that inked gaming place and made a nice cushiony mat for it, which would be kind of nice. But I really don't. This is the only time I use this is for a game like this. Normally, I'd rather just have the score sheet here with the cards on the score sheet. But since it's the game of the week, I figured put a little pomp and circumstances in it and give a little accoutrements. And that's the one time of the week I do that. Everything else gets down to serious business with the score sheet and the cards and the dice, and that's it. So, again, thanks to everybody who hung around through the whole 13 innings. And next Saturday, of course, California and Minnesota from Metropolitan Stadium in Minnesota. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and we'll see you all down the road.